Q&A time. What's up guys, Jamie here, aka Mr. Lancero. Is it only Wednesday? God, it's been a busy week so far. I've gotten to talk to a lot of you guys after this Monday's breakfast cigar. That one seems to have really caught on, and I'm happy that so many of you have reached out and we've been talking about focus and objectives. It's been great to hear from everybody. If you haven't watched that breakfast cigar video already, I'm going to link to it right here. Check it out when you get a chance. Also, if you haven't already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. We don't just do Q&As here, we do cigar reviews, we do some vlog content, some giveaways, all sorts of stuff. So if you're into that sort of thing, hit the subscribe button, it's right below me, or you can click on the little icon of my face in the corner here. So all right, without any further ado, let's jump into these questions. Find my iPad. I was not prepared at all for this. Just set up the camera and went. Let's see here. Anybody obsessed with Disney Plus yet? By the way, before we jump into these, we've been cataloging a lot of these questions, and several of these are going to wind up being videos of their own. Even if I answer them here on the comments, or if I answer them in a Q&A, count on a full video on a lot of these topics. All right, Greg Daddio says, how do you feel about taking the cigars out of the plastic before putting them in the humidor? That is one of those to each his own things for me. I think it doesn't hurt to keep them in the plastic, so why not have that extra layer of protection? I have observed that cedar sleeves and cigar tubos are prone to getting mold on your cigars. So I would take my cigars out of those, but usually I'll leave them in the cello, because why not? Daryl Nicholas says, great videos. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I'd like to see an episode about your Coolador versus your old desktop humidor. Do you feel that the Coolador does a better job than the desktop, or is it just more space and shelves in the Coolador? Both. Okay. I prefer the Coolador. The humidor is a nice piece of furniture. I've had some expensive humidors in the past. Living in LA, the temperature is pretty much consistently, 76 degrees outside, but every now and then we get one of those heat waves, and it's 100 and something degrees for so many weeks in a row, and if you don't want to run your AC all day, that's going to really screw up your cigars. Also, with a traditional desktop humidor, no matter how good the seal is, there's going to be a little seepage of the outside area and the humidity out. That's why, for instance, if you're using Boveda packs, with a desktop humidor, you put a 72% Boveda pack in. Whereas with the Winador, which is what I have, you just put a 69% Boveda pack in and it stays there because it's airtight. It's a magnetic closure. Also, yeah, it's a storage thing. You can keep a lot more in the Winador. You can stack boxes, what have you. So yeah, that's preferable to me. Evan Davis says, when is the scruff coming back? It's cyclical. It depends on the day, man. The scruff was here on Monday. It's gone now, but it was there on Monday. Alright, Floater ECV says, what do you look for when choosing a cigar you haven't had before at a brick and mortar? When I go to a brick and mortar and I'm going to sit down and enjoy a smoke, I actually typically try to find one that I haven't had before. I will, I communicate a lot with the tobacconist. I let them know what I'm in the mood for that night. I have certain go-to flavor profiles. Some are similar, some completely different, and it just depends on what I'm into that night. So, we eat with our eyes first. I think it's the same with cigars. I'll look at the construction of a cigar. Does the wrapper look good? I'll talk through what the wrapper, binder, and filler is with the tobacconist, what kind of flavors to expect from that cigar, and go from there. Don't be afraid to communicate with the tobacconist and trust that they know what they're talking about. Most of the time they do. Sometimes they'll get a little side eye from you. Give them the benefit of the doubt that this is something that they've dedicated more of their lives to than you have. And if it sucks, now you know. Logan Humphreys says, how do you think cigar lounges can get a younger crowd in them? That's an interesting one. I haven't really thought about that, but now that I am thinking about it, typically I'm the youngest guy in the cigar lounge. The perception of cigar lounges is that they're pretty sophisticated. you know, they can be, but you and I know that a lot of these lounges are just places to chill, and there is some very unsophisticated conversation that goes down in cigar lounges. I think a strategy would be to take the same tack as some of these small batch breweries that are attracting a young crowd right now. I know in Los Angeles, even when I go back to my hometown on the East Coast, you know, they've got breweries there. That's the spot to hang out. So like maybe that's it. Maybe it's taking a less kind of fancy face approach to cigars and making it more of an open social experience. I also think that my generation is very invested in the gig culture. So a lot of us are working on our own side hustles all the time, and anywhere that has Wi-Fi and a plug becomes an office. And I think that's an opportunity as well. So that's my long-winded kind of exploratory answer to that question, is I think maybe try to replicate some of that small batch brewery experience. Brewery, that's a really hard word to say. All right, I think we'll wrap today up on another humidor question. That seems to be a trend here. Brandon B says, how do you add new cigars into your humidor? Do you try and acclimate them separately, or do they immediately go in the humidor? You know, I'd love to tell you that I acclimate them separately and there's a whole process, but they go in. For the most part, when they're going into my humidor, that means I've either ordered them online or I'm bringing them home from a B&M. In both instances, they've been humidified the entire time. So, you know, either the site that I ordered from threw a Boveda in the pack, or they've been in a walk-in humidor at a cigar lounge. So I don't think it's necessarily shocking to the cigar. If there are any, you know, cigar scientists on here, feel free to chime in and tell Brandon to not listen to a word I'm saying. That's my process. They just they go right in. All right, guys, that's it for today's Q&A. Hopefully those were helpful answers. Comment on this video any more questions you have or ideas for videos that you want to see. Like I said, we're cataloging everything right now, and we're building out a schedule so that we can start getting this content out to you all. If you haven't already entered the giveaway, do it. What are you doing? Link's right there. Check it out. It's really super easy to enter. And again, subscribe to this channel if you enjoy content like this. The subscribe button's right down below, or you can hit the little icon of my face in the corner there. All right, guys, as always, thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you in the comments.